Gas stations sit on some of the most valuable corners in every city. Cars line up at the pumps. Prices flash on tall signs. Fuel moves constantly. From the outside, it looks like a simple business. Buy fuel, sell fuel, keep the difference. But for most gas stations, selling gasoline barely makes any money at all. In many cases, it makes almost none. The business survives not because of fuel, but because of everything around it. Gas stations matter because they are a core layer of modern infrastructure. Nearly every household depends on them. They shape commuting patterns, freight movement, and local development. They are also one of the most misunderstood retail businesses. When fuel prices rise, many assume station owners benefit. When prices fall, they assume profits shrink. In reality, the economics are largely disconnected from the numbers on the sign. At the core, gasoline retail is a low-margin, high-throughput business. Margin refers to the money left after paying for the product. For gasoline, that margin is often just a few cents per gallon. Sometimes it is less. Stations buy fuel at a wholesale price and sell it at a retail price constrained by intense competition. Nearby stations adjust prices constantly, sometimes multiple times a day, to avoid losing volume. Gasoline is a commodity, meaning it is largely interchangeable regardless of seller. That makes customers highly price sensitive. A difference of 2 or 3 cents can redirect traffic. This pressure forces stations to keep prices tightly aligned with competitors. There is little room to widen margins without losing customers altogether. Volume is high, but the math is unforgiving. Selling thousands of gallons a day sounds impressive. When profit per gallon is measured in pennies, total fuel profit remains small. From that narrow margin, stations still pay credit card processing fees. These fees are often a percentage of the transaction. As fuel prices rise, those fees rise too, consuming a meaningful share of the margin. Operating costs compress profitability further. Stations must maintain pumps, underground tanks, monitoring systems, and safety equipment. Environmental compliance is strict and ongoing. Underground storage tanks require regular testing and eventual replacement. These costs do not fall when fuel margins tighten. Fuel pricing is also volatile. Wholesale costs can change quickly due to oil markets, refinery outages, or supply disruptions. Stations raise prices to reflect higher costs, but higher prices do not guarantee higher margins. In some cases, rising prices reduce profitability as volume falls, or fees rise faster than retail prices can adjust. For many operators, fuel functions less as a profit center and more as a traffic driver. Its role is to bring cars onto the property. The real money is made inside the store. Convenience stores attached to gas stations sell items with far higher margins. Snacks, beverages, prepared foods, and tobacco products often generate margins several times higher than gasoline. These products are differentiated. Customers are less sensitive to the price differences. Paying $1 more for a drink rarely changes behavior the way a few cents on gas does. This is why modern gas stations increasingly resemble small grocery stores or quick service restaurants. Layouts, lighting, and product mixes are designed to encourage in-store purchases. Fuel draws customers in. The store is where profitability is created. Ownership structure adds another layer. Many stations are independently owned, even when they carry major brand names. The brand supplies fuel, signage, and sometimes equipment. The owner manages daily operations and absorbs the risk of thin margins, rising costs, and fluctuating demand. This dynamic is clear in the case of Casey's General Stores. Casey's operates fuel stations combined with large convenience stores, often in smaller towns and suburban areas. While fuel sales account for a large share of revenue, most profits come from inside the store. Casey's has focused heavily on prepared food, especially pizza and fresh offerings. These items generate far higher margins than gasoline. Fuel remains essential for traffic, but financial performance depends far more on merchandise and food sales than on fuel spreads. An inflection point arrived as fuel margins became more volatile and operating costs increased. So credit card fees rose alongside fuel prices. Environmental compliance grew more expensive. Competition intensified as large chains expanded and price transparency increased through mobile apps and digital signage. For many operators, relying on fuel alone became unsustainable. Successful operators adapted by redefining the role of fuel. They invested in larger stores, stronger food programs, and loyalty systems that convert fuel buyers into in-store customers. Others failed to adapt and struggled, especially in high-rent or highly competitive locations. The broader lesson extends beyond gas stations. Some products exist not to generate profit directly, but to anchor a business model. Gasoline brings traffic, visibility, and relevance. Profit comes from complementary offerings alongside it. When those offerings are weak or absent, the business struggles, regardless of how busy it appears. This structure explains the paradox. Gas stations are busy. They are essential. They move enormous volumes of product, yet their core product contributes little to the bottom line. Small disruptions matter. Minor changes in fees, regulations, or volume can swing results quickly. In the end, gas stations barely make money on gas because gasoline is not the business. It is the mechanism that supports the business. The economics rely on scale, precision, and supplemental sales. The sign on the corner draws attention. The real story is quieter and it happens closer to the register.